All right, if you're dealing with long-term service contracts, you know the drill, right? The biggest headache is keeping them relevant and, more importantly, profitable over the long haul. Well, today, we're going to dig into some pretty cool advanced features in SAP S4HANA Cloud that can totally change the game for how you handle these agreements. And that brings us to a really critical question. I mean, think about it. Are your contracts actually built for the future, or are they kind of stuck in the past? In a world that's always changing, a static contract with fixed prices and old-school manual processes, well, that can become a real liability fast. So the big question is, how do we make our contracts as dynamic as the businesses they're supposed to support? Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to unlock 4, let's call them power tools, to make your contracts dynamic, smart, and way more proactive. We'll walk through each one and see how they tackle the biggest headaches, things like pricing, renewals, date management, and all that proactive monitoring stuff. Let's jump right in. All right, first up, adapting prices with some much-needed flexibility. Let's be honest, fixed pricing is a killer on long-term deals. You lock in a price on day one, and then poof, your margins just get eaten away as costs go up and the market changes. So let's just break this down. On the one hand, you've got the old way, static pricing. Sure, it seems simple, but man, is it inflexible. On the other hand, you have a dynamic approach that actually lets you adapt to what's happening in the real world. Making this shift is absolutely crucial if you want to protect your profits on these long-term deals. So, how do you actually get this flexibility? Well, one of the most powerful ways is by using the item category SCN2. The best way to think about this is like it's a little switch you flip for a specific contract item. When you use SCN2, you're basically telling the system, hey, this price is not set in stone. It's built from the ground up for price changes during the life of the contract. Now, if you need even more control, check out SCN3. This one's for ad hoc billing. It's perfect for those times when you just can't predict when you'll need to bill. When you use this, the billing plan actually starts out completely empty. This means you can manually pop in billing request lines exactly when you need to, giving you total on-the-fly control over the whole process. Okay, on to our second power tool, which is all about simplifying contract renewals. You know the pain. Manually tracking every single contract, trying not to miss a renewal date. It's just a nightmare, super inefficient, and so easy to make a mistake. We can definitely do better. The system gives you some really precise control here with these auto-renewal indicators. You set them at the product master level, so you can decide if a product should auto-renew by default, not auto-renew, or just disable it completely. But here's the magic trick. You can set that default behavior for a product, but you still have the freedom to change it inside an individual contract. It is, for sure, the best of both worlds. And hey, even if you do need to manually renew just one item, check out how easy this is. It's a super simple 4-step process right there on the item level. No crazy workflows, nothing complicated. You just click a few buttons, say how long the renewal is for, and bam! It creates a new item for the next period all ready for you to release. So slick. All right, our third tool tackles something that is a massive deal, especially for global companies: date management. I mean, when you're juggling different countries, time zones, factory calendars, getting all your dates to line up correctly is absolutely essential. Otherwise, things just break. So the solution here is this really structured but flexible setup process. Basically, you get to define your own custom date types and profiles, and then you can assign them exactly where they need to go, either for the whole transaction or down to the specific item. What this gets you is consistency and accuracy across every single service document, and it doesn't matter where in the world it's being handled. And now for our fourth and final power tool. And honestly, this one is all about a major mindset shift. It's called situation handling, and it's built to get you out of reactive mode and into proactive mode. I absolutely love this concept. Seriously, stop searching for problems. Let the problems find you. Instead of wasting all your time digging through endless reports, trying to find which contracts are about to expire or which items are blocked, the system does all that heavy lifting for you. It automatically flags things that need attention and pings the right person to take a look. And the best part? You don't have to build all this from scratch. SAP gives you a whole bunch of pre-built templates for the most common scenarios. Things like getting an alert when a contract is about to expire, or when an item hasn't been released, or if something's stuck with the billing block. So let's make this super concrete. Say 60 days. You could grab a template and easily set up a rule that says, hey system, let me know about any service contract that's going to expire in the next 60 days. That's it. The system then automatically notifies whoever is in charge, giving them tons of time to do something about it. It's simple, it's targeted, and it is just so effective. So let's zoom out for a second. The proactive advantage. When you put all of these tools together, you've got your flexible pricing, your easy renewals, your custom dates, and your proactive alerts. What do you actually get? You get a massive strategic advantage. This is really the core takeaway. It's all about making that fundamental shift. You stop being a firefighter, constantly putting out fires and fixing problems after they've already happened. Instead, you move to a model of proactive management, where you're ahead of the curve, anticipating what's next, protecting your value, and making your operations run so much smoother. Look, when you use these features, you can build service contracts that aren't just pieces of paper. They become intelligent, adaptable assets for your business. So really, the only question left to ask yourself is, which one of these power tools are you going to activate first? All right, let's